Hi, everyone. Welcome to this training that is very close to my heart. I want to share with you today the top 3 things that you should do to restore your gut health today, even when you have Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. I'm Cleo Stoides, and I'm your host for today. What you will walk away in this jam-packed training that I have for you. The top 3 things to restore your gut health today, even when you're suffering from a chronic digestive disease, without losing your mind on inadequate diets and overpriced supplements. And I put that here because when you're trying diet after diet, you're not seeing the results you want, you feel like you're losing your mind. And the same goes with supplements. But supplements are also very pricey, and you may not see it right away, but they quickly add up. So having the 3 things that you can do today to restore your gut health means having practical steps to tweak your nutrition so that you stop losing your mind, constantly thinking about what to eat, what not to eat. It means efficient exercises to release any fear and frustration that may be stuck in your body and your gut, to optimize your digestion so that you never have to wonder and guess what more you can do to keep your symptoms from coming back. That's why you'll quickly notice that this isn't like all those webinars that you've attended in the past where there was a big promise, 20-minute of their story, and the just enough fluff before they try to sell you something. I'm here to share what works and tell you what to do. And yes, you will have the opportunity to work with me on improving your gut health after this training. Once you learn this first 3 key steps, you're going to want the rest. And you may already tell that I know more than 3 hacks, but I won't waste your time talking about that during the training like most do. I'd rather deliver on what you actually signed up for. Here's what some of our students who take action start to experience. Victoria, when we assembled the right strategy for her IBS, diarrhea, and bloating decreased in just 90 days with specific exercise and tools for her. Or Sharon, who had gut health issues all her life and eczema, with the right process for her, she was able to increase her energy. She loved to hike, and now she can do that again. And her bloating actually disappeared. Now, 2 super important things to take note. If you have a digestive disorder and you tried what feels like everything already, you will quickly notice that this isn't some basic regurgitated crap that you've heard before. These are little known hacks that most are not using based on 14 plus years of experience conquering Crohn's and helping women around the world conquer their symptoms and staying healed, because that's what it's about. It's about results. That's why you're here listening to me. You want results. And these hacks work no matter how long you have been dealing with a digestive disorder, no matter what you have tried before that did not work, because they are based on tools and strategy that meet you where you are in your life and your gut health journey. I want to show you that the more strategy you have around your gut health, the more freedom you get back in your life. Also, if you have tried what feels like 100 diets, taken what feels like 100 supplements, or tried other healing modalities and you have not seen the results that you want, you are definitely in the right place. Or if you feel like you're constantly having to think about your disease, what to eat, what not to eat, you're scanning the bathroom everywhere you go, you're definitely in the right place. But if you have seen a decrease in symptoms for a while, but you fear that if you eat something that you shouldn't, your symptoms are going to come back, if you are in that fearful state, you're still in the right place. And if you have other autoimmune condition, that are not a digestive disorder, you're still in the right place. A quick note. I'm not a nutritionist. You saw in the first slide that I am an integrative nutrition health coach. But you and I know that nutrition is essential to optimize your gut health. Look at it like this. I can't cook, but I don't need to be a chef to follow a recipe. Because when you follow a strategy, a process to increase your clarity about what your body needs to heal, you too can replicate results. It's only when you don't have a proven process that you're forced to learn and master the skill on your own. And how long would that take? So what is restoring your gut health really about? It's not just about nutrition, definitely not about supplements. It's about increasing your clarity about what your body needs to heal. So how do we increase that clarity? Think about it like this. Restoring your gut health is like an orchestra. In an orchestra, every instrument plays a strategic part to create this beautiful piece of music. The violin may come after the bass, before the flute. There's a strategy. And you can already guess what happens if even one instrument is out of tune. So, like an orchestra, your strategy to restore your gut health, let's go back, I'm sorry. Like an orchestra, your strategy to restore your gut health consists of several different instruments, 12 to be exact, and each serve a specific function. When they all work together harmoniously, your clarity about what your body needs to heal increases. But the real question is, what happens when even one of these instruments is missing? How much is your gut health decreasing? How much are you suffering? And you didn't even realize it. So let's get to this slide now. I shared at the beginning that this training was very dear to me because it was my life for a very long time. I have struggled with debilitating pain for years after my diagnosis with Crohn's disease. And I was given, after my diagnosis, a very specific restrictive diet and medication to take for the rest of my life that gave me so many side effects that I know I wanted to quit. So when my flare subsided, I really tried everything that was available to me in 2005. So diets, some supplements, and other healing modalities. And of course, I saw results. But then my grandmother, who was like my second mother, passed away, and I got into one of the worst flares of my life. And I was so defeated and so depressed. And one day, one of my friends asked me to go with her at a seminar about brain plasticity that changed my life. What it said is that 95 to 97% of what we experience in our reality is actually based out of the main beliefs, thoughts, narrative that we have. And only what we're consciously doing, diet, supplements, is only responsible for 3 to 5% of what we experience in our reality. So most of what we experience in our reality is based on beliefs and narratives that we're not conscious that we have. And when I heard that information, I immediately thought of an iceberg. Most people see the tip of the iceberg, not seeing everything that is below the surface. But the fact that you can't see it doesn't mean that it's not there. And the same goes with our narratives and beliefs that make up to 95% of our realities. We can't see that we have them, but we still do. And I wanted, after that seminar, to make the unseen a little bit more seen for me. And that's when I became obsessed with understanding how the mind works and how it can lead to healing. So I joined programs. I got mentored by some of the best teachers in the world. I'm still being coached today and mentored to this day through processes and tools to understand how the mind works. And the beautiful thing that happened is that through these processes and tools, I got to have more clarity about what my body was giving me as signs. And I took it up on myself to find a protocol, like a strategy and tools that work for me at the time to increase my clarity and my health. And when I started my journey, I never, ever thought that I would experience the massive health that I have today. And I realized that the only way to create more freedom in your life is to have a strategy around your gut health. Now, fast forward to today, I have been in remission for over a decade with barely any symptoms. I can eat my favorite foods without fear on the days that I choose. I have the energy to create a successful business as a health coach, helping over 100 people worldwide. When I implemented a strategy, processes, tools to increase my clarity about what my body needed to heal, I started to see really great lasting results. And I was so enthusiastic. I wanted to learn what it meant to be holistically healthy, mind, body, spirit. So I became a health coach and I created my business. Ripple effect. I'm able to speak on stage. I'm able to speak with you today. Ripple effect. I'm engaged to my soulmate when I thought that nobody would want to be with me when I was having explosive diarrhea. My entire health, my entire life changed. It actually started the moment that I gained clarity about what my body needed to heal. The moment I decided to figure out and apply a strategy, processes, and tools to create the massive health that I experience every day. But I had to become clear about what works for me, not what I read on Facebook groups or what my favorite influencer was sharing about what worked for them. That's why the more strategy you have around your gut health, the more freedom you get back in your life. And the gut health hacks that you're about to get are designed to increase your clarity about your body needs to heal, to do just that. Because when you increase clarity, you automatically speed up your healing. So let's get into it now. Oh, and as you pay attention, listen to this last one. When my student Samantha implemented this, she can eat anything she wants right now from when we started working together until today, even cheese, with zero bloating, zero gas, just by making one simple change that you too can make. So let's get into it. Hack number 1, how to create a sustainable lifestyle change around nutrition based on you, so that you stop losing your mind constantly thinking about what to eat, what not to eat. You may have heard about the gut flora, but you may not know. Most people don't know exactly what it is. So the gut flora, the gut microbiome, is a long tube going from your mouth to your anus. And in between, you have cells, viruses, and bacteria. So, fun fact, you have more bacteria in your gut than there are stars in the galaxy. You have more bacteria in your gut than you have cells in your body. Just to give you a perspective that these billions of microorganisms that you have in your gut are going to play a crucial part in your health or your ailments. So to make it really simple, because the gut microbiome is one of the most complicated organs that we have, you have healthy bacteria that promote gut health and well-being. and bad bacteria that increase inflammation and symptoms of digestive distress or general ailments. Most people, when we eat food because we want to lose weight, so we eat specific foods, or because we want to gain weight, or because we want to increase energy. But what we don't realize is that when the food gets to our colon, we actually throw a party for the healthy bacteria that will multiply, outnumbering the bad bacteria. This is what we want, promoting gut health and overall well-being. Or we're throwing a party for the bad bacteria that are going to outnumber the healthy ones, increasing inflammation, symptoms of digestive distress, and other health issues. And most people have no idea that they have these billions of microorganisms and they don't know what they do. So the problem is that most people cut out entire food groups hoping for a quick relief, or they eat the same safe foods every day. But now there's overwhelming data that shows that when you do that, you're actually increasing your symptoms. Why? Because by doing this, cutting down foods and eating the same safe foods every day, you're feeding very specific bacteria, and the other ones that are not being fed will eventually die out, increasing your symptoms. So rebalancing your gut microbiome, which is what we want, having a balance between healthy bacteria and bad bacteria with a higher number of healthy bacteria, can only be done by a variety of foods into your diet. And when people understand that, it can change their whole life. So Marie has ulcerative colitis. She had just had a flare 2 months before we started working together. She was going every month for an injection that gave her a lot of side effects. She also had 2 kids and she had just had a baby. She was a manager at a big health company, so she didn't have a lot of time. So for any of you out there that are thinking, I don't have time right now to invest in my health, you don't have any excuse. And Marie was afraid to eat, fearing bloating and gas. She was ashamed of her illness, so her social life was almost inexistent. And by assembling the right strategy for her, within 90 days, she was not afraid, and is still not to this day, to eat anymore. She even eats cheese. I happen to have a lot of clients who love cheese, which is a trigger food at the beginning. And she speaks of her illness openly. She has spaced her infusions from a month to every 2.5 months. She has regained energy to keep up with her 3 kids. When you gain clarity about what your body needs to heal, about the signs that it's giving you every single day, all the time, you get to eat whatever you want on the days that you choose. What does that mean? For example, you love pizza and you want to eat pizza. You now have such clarity about what your science is giving you that you intuitively know that if eating that pizza is going to increase your symptoms. And if you feel that that's the case, then you make other food choices. But other days you may feel that eating that pizza is actually going to be really well for your gut because you know it so well, and you have 0 symptoms. That's what this clarity gives you: freedom to eat whatever you want on the days that you choose. And if you're asking yourself, oh my God, is it possible for me? I've tried so many things, I don't even know if that's possible. Well, I got you. That's why I had to create a very specific protocol inside the Berlin Magnifique method to give you just that, increase your clarity with very specific tools, with protocols to increase your clarity about any processed food that you may unknowingly have into your diet that is increasing your inflammation, and my unique strategy to reintroduce any foods that you have eliminated, if you choose to do so, the right way. so that you never have to be lost again why your symptoms came back. As long as you listen to the signs that your body is giving you and you know how to honor them, you will succeed, and you're going to go back from anxiety to and frustration to predictable and consistent results every week, every day. So how do you increase clarity? Like, how do you have a variety of foods? It's not about eliminating foods. It's about adding the right foods that will feed your healthy bugs. And you may have heard that adding a variety of foods means adding a rainbow of colors on your plate. And you may be wondering what that really means. I got you. This is the Healthy Eating Plan by Harvard Medical School that is a great representation of what it means to have a variety of a rainbow of colors into your plate. And in the Belly Magnifique method, I take my students by the hand very thoroughly about that and determining, for example, vegetables, what kind of vegetables they can safely eat based on where they are in their gut health journey, but can actually feed the healthy bacteria in their gut as well. But also you need to know exactly what you put into your plate to make sure that you're feeding these healthy bugs and not the bad bugs. Because if you're unconsciously eating a lot of produce that contain pesticides and toxins, you will feed these unhealthy bugs. And this is something that I guide you very thoroughly in the Belly Magnifique method so that you create the best healthy eating plan for you. This is exactly what you'll get in modules 9 to 12 that is all about optimizing your gut health with list of prebiotic foods, everything antioxidant to detox your gut to get to the level of gut health that you really want. Hack number 2, the most effective way to optimize digestion that you haven't tried yet. Emotions can get stuck in your gut when they remain unprocessed. And you may have heard that before, or maybe it's the first time hearing it, but most people who struggle with digestion or who struggle with anything really is because they try to change everything outside them. And when I teach you how to befriend your emotions, instead of changing anything but that, you can change your whole life, hence your digestion. And what does that mean to have emotions stuck in your gut? There is overwhelming evidence right now that shows that any emotion such as stress, anxiety, fear, depression changes the composition of your gut microbiome. This is why a lot of people with digestive issues feel that when they're stressed and anxious, their bloating, gas, diarrhea increase. What actually happens is that these feelings that you don't know how to process yet kill all the bacteria in your gut, bad, but also the good ones. And you don't have to feel stress all the time for that to be true. And you don't need to feel stress right now for that to be true. But increased stress, even decades ago, anxiety decades ago, has an impact on your gut even today. And most people try to fix stress and anxiety to reduce their symptoms by doing things like meditation, they work out, they do yoga, which is totally normal. It just isn't helpful long term. I can't tell you how many people tell me, I love to meditate, I feel so peaceful after, I love to work out, I have so much vitality. But there's 12 more hours in the day where I have to power through in my job with my kids. So they end up operating on high stress the rest of the day. So the problem is not yoga or meditation. It's that you may be focusing on managing your stress and anxiety and all these emotions instead of having a strategy to reduce them. And if you're like wondering what the difference between the two is, where well, there is a very fine line between the two, but if you understand it, it can be very impactful in your life. It's really about the energy, the attitude that you go about implementing everything that we saw in the previous slide. So to give you an example, let's say that you start your day with meditation, or you go to the gym and you feel peaceful, you feel more vitality, and you feel great. Then you go into your job, you go to work, and you have presentations, meetings, like day-to-days, and you're on high stress again. And you go back to work after a stressful day. You go back home after a stressful day at work, and you go about your routine again, like meditating and breath work or whatever works for you. That's what managing is. You just focus on, okay, I have to reduce stress and anxiety. It's not like it's a chore, but you go about it. It's about having a routine, specific times of day. When you have a strategy to reduce stress with tools and processes that work for you, that you can easily implement not only in this specific times of day, but any time of the day, whenever you have a big meeting or a stressful presentation. And that will actually do is to progressively be able to navigate these stresses and triggers in your life that inevitably will happen much more peacefully. You won't be triggered as much as you were in your day-to-day. Therefore, your symptoms won't be triggered either. And that's what we want. When you are focusing on just managing these emotions, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound and hoping it will heal. Of course it won't. And I got you. In the Belle Magnifique method, I have trainings for you to be aware of all these emotions that may be stuck in your gut so that it doesn't change the composition of your gut, help you through tools to release everything so that you can make place for healing. And it's also all about releasing beliefs that are limiting, that are created by conditioning. You're conditioning since you were little, and you don't know that you have these beliefs, but they're stuck in your body, preventing the digestion that you want. And when you have tools and processes to release these beliefs, you can make space for healing to take place. And when that happens, any tool and process that you implement will speed up your transformation like never before. That's why my clients have seen amazing results within 90 days when they had been trying for years. And hack number 3, what I call the gut effect. The most important secret to lasting results so that you get back in your life the freedom to do more of the things that you love. What do you think is the biggest reason why most people don't get what they want when it comes to their health and their life? It's because they hold on to things. They're very attached, and you may have experienced that into your life. I sure have, with previous relationships where I was holding on to that person, even though they were toxic in many different ways. Or maybe you hold on, you're very attached to money, you don't spend money, or you're very attached to your diet, to your supplement routine. Attachment comes from fear of not knowing what will happen if I let go of these things. But it may not come as a surprise to you that this energy of attachment actually repels what you want. And the worst part is that this energy of attachment, most people don't realize that they are caused by beliefs and narratives that they don't know that they have. So my goal in the Belle Magnifique method is to give you a process to become more clear about that. See, most people, including people with a digestive disorder, spend their entire lives thinking that if they worry enough or focus on their fears enough, they'll have some sort of factor change on the outside. And that is simply not true. That's why inside the Belle Magnifique method, I wanted to create a protocol that could help anyone, no matter where they were in their gut health journey, no matter how much outside of their comfort zone we need to be, that could help anybody let go of these old ways of thinking. We are implementing the most effective tools proven by neuroscience and healing practices to release core generational beliefs that you don't know that you have, that are keeping you in a vicious cycle of creating a life less than what you truly deserve. And when you gain that clarity, everything changes. And if you're like, is that even possible? Well, Veronica was just like this. She never thought she could have the lasting result she wanted. She suffered from ulcerative colitis for years. She had tried everything, but she had this belief she didn't know she had, that I have an autoimmune disease. I'm always going to have it. So no matter what I try, nothing's going to really work. And she was about to give up. And we started working together, assembling the right process for her. And in 90 days, she was able to own her health, making the choices that were right for her. And that led to an increased energy to make her business thrive. So if you're like Victoria, you're thinking, I have an autoimmune disease, nothing is going to work because I'll always have it. If you're about to give up, if you're in that fearful state of, if I eat something, I'll have symptoms again, I got you. I created in the Belle Magnifique method a bonus IBD quick relief cheat sheet with 7 easy to implement tips for quick relief that you can apply right then and there, plus 3 breathing technique videos that I have implemented that have been crucial to release that fear and anxiety whenever I went into that narrative of, am I ever going to heal? I have an autoimmune disease. That you can refer back to everything when you're in that state of a fear and worry and doubt. You will rewire your brain to make healthy choices for your gut on autopilot. And a lot of people think that this is very abstract. So I want to give you tools, because when you have the right tools and processes, that's powerful. So do it with me. Maybe take a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. On the one hand, on the one column, you write how you talk to your best friend or your partner. And on the other column, how you talk, what you think, what you feel when you think about your health and your gut. And then you compare the two. Do they match? And these are some of what my clients wrote when they did this exercise. I trust my partner or best friend wholeheartedly. I know when they leave, they will always come back. I forgive myself and them easily. And how they talk to their health when they thought about their gut. I don't trust my gut. I don't think I have what it takes to be healthy. I feel that my health is volatile, comes and goes, and it will leave at some point. I believe my health is to blame for all my unhappiness. Doing this exercise, first of all, is very eye-opening to realize how you're actually talking to your health. What's your narrative about your health and your gut health? And then it's about talking to your gut like you talk to your best friend, talking to your health and your gut like it's your most sacred relationship. And when you do that consistently, your brain is rewired and you will only talk to your gut. You'll have that narrative that is so supportive. And that's where miracles, transformation happen. That's exactly where what I will guide you to make possible for you to create the life that you desire with very specific approach. Examples from my previous clients who applied that strategy that have seen the health that they want and they're not thriving. I'm giving you examples, see what I have underlined there, a step-by-step process for you to replicate that into your life. Okay, question time. Now that you have 3 of these hacks in your hands, how much of an impact will even one of them have on your gut health? Maybe it's like Tommy with the right strategy. His acid reflux was decreased in 90 days and he progressively started to gain massive energy to train again. He loved to bike and he couldn't for many years, which increased his depression. And now he's able to train again. He sent me that picture in the right of him biking. He got into a competition in Barcelona of 7 days of cycling. And I was so proud of him. Or maybe it's like Aaron, who had Crohn's disease and that had gotten him in the ER so many times. He had blockage after blockage and he didn't know what else to do. And with assembling the right strategy for him, his Crohn's diarrhea decreased and he's incorporated the right foods for his gut without taking any supplement. He wanted to decrease his supplement intake. And, you know, if you're like most going through this training, you're probably starting to see the possibilities. And you may also be thinking that you've approached your gut health journey all wrong, or wondering what else you've been missing. And I can get that restoring your gut health the right way can feel overwhelming and intimidating. But you know now that optimizing your gut health is about increasing your clarity with strategy and tools. So how do you do it? How do you increase clarity the right way? Every person who got and stayed in remission had a strategy that was assembled for them, not a general package given to them and telling them that's what we have to do and that's it. And every great strategy has 12 sections. So this is a sneak peek at all the 12 sections that you will implement inside the Belly Magnifique method. Every section serves out a purpose towards getting to your optimal gut health and well-being. Leave a section out, your results, if any at all, will only be momentary. What increased clarity through strategy and tool gives you? The ability to listen with confidence to the signs that your body is sending you daily. You can eat the foods as a consequence, whatever you want on the days that you choose, because you know your gut so well. You make the right choice for your body on autopilot. You don't even have to think about it. Ripple effects. Your relationships are strengthened. You reconnect with your spouse. You become a role model for your kids and your family because you're so much healthier and happier. And if that's what you're finally ready to experience, I'm here and waiting to help you do that on the other side of the Belly Magnifique method. It's this simple step-by-step, tool-driven process to assemble the best strategy for your quickest results yet, or your money back. The Belly Magnifique method is a 12+ module that gives you detailed training on the process of this 12 strategic sections needed to decrease your symptoms and increase your gut health. You have powerful exercises and processes to quickly increase the clarity of what your body needs to heal. That takes away the frustration and exhaustion out of trying a million different things. A step-by-step section and tools to create the healthiest version of you, like it's second nature, without having to think about it. And you get my entire blueprint and very detailed examples from previous students to create the life you really desire, so that getting to your optimal gut health and well-being is no longer a concept to you, but it's a daily living, breathing experience. And if you're like, that's great, but can I just see a nutritionist? Of course you can. And I did. And that's why I feel that I need to be transparent. It's gonna cost you anywhere from $72 to $149. That's what it cost me when I went there for one single session, and anywhere from $300 to $1,000 for a meal plan for 4 weeks. And if you want another 4 weeks, it's the double. But remember, no one will know your body and what makes you tick as well as you do. And no one ever said, learning to listen to my body and the signs it sends me all day long was the biggest waste of time I ever made. So let's see what's waiting for you inside once you become a member. You've seen all that, but I wanted to give you a resume. So training 1 is about starting to get clarity about what your body is giving you as signs through very specific tools and actionable steps. Then training number 2, you get even more clear about any kind of processed food, specifically sugar, which is the #1 most inflammatory food that you may unknowingly have into your diet. And it's not just about refined foods, it's every hidden, sneaky sugar foods that you may not know contain sugar and increasing your inflammation. So you get my easy to follow protocol. The elimination of refined food has never been easier. You get an extensive list of clean food options when that sugar craving comes in that will feed your healthy bugs. You get support from our coaches every step of the way. And on training number 3, you get my unique strategy to reintroduce the foods that you're eliminating the right way, so that you never have to be lost again about why your symptoms came back. This is ignored by more than 98% of people with a digestive disorder. And trainings number 4 and 5, it's about unlearning everything that you know about healing. I don't have to tell you, or maybe I do, that a lot of what you were told that of what it takes to heal your gut is actually wrong and is missing crucial steps. Because if you knew what it took, you would be out there living your best life, not even having in your orbit such a training. So in these modules, I'm giving you every outdated gut healing misconception that may unknowingly keeping you stuck. And when you do that, then you're ready to move into module 6 and 7 and releasing everything else that may be blocking the health that you desire. And this is what we talked about, the beliefs and the narrative that we don't know that we have that's getting in the way. And this is where you're going to get so many tools and exercises to release all these emotions so that they don't get stuck in your gut. And some tools that I learned through that I was coached through my coaches in self-development that were so transformational for me that I included in the program and have led to a lot of students' breakthroughs. And when you've released all that, you have the space to actually create the life that you desire with my step-by-step process so that you can replicate this into your life. And then trainings number 9 to 12 it's about getting to the level of gut health that you desire, so that you become that person, so that you make healthy choices for your gut on autopilot. Because when you know what works, you are set for life. So in all these trainings, you have a lot of lessons, which add up to 25 pre-recorded modules that are valued at $10,997. And of course, that's not what your investment is in the Belle Magnifique program. I'm so excited to give you everything, every strategy and tool that I taught the previous clients without the price tag. We have never done such a sale, so I'm so excited because the Belle Magnifique method is a $5,000 investment, and you can get started today with just $2,957. At that price, it's a no-brainer. Why? Because if you implement just a few of my tools and changes, you can easily recalc your investment. Plus, you can rest easy knowing that I've taken out all the risk from investment. So you can enroll in the Belle Magnifique method with just $699 today. And I'm giving you a guarantee that lets you sleep at night. It's a 365 days to get results. I'll give you an additional 365 days to put the training into further action to supercharge your results. And if you do not see any positive result from this training, simply show us that you've done the work the way that we guide you to do the work. And if it ain't working, we'll refund your investment. You may be wondering, okay, why would I do that? Because you shouldn't have to pay for something that doesn't work. And I am so convinced of how effective this is that I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. That's how much I believe in this training. And because gift giving is my love language, I've got more for you. Imagine never wondering what you can do to support your gut and increase your vitality at the same time, to quit being confused about what nutrients what you're eating is actually giving you. Well, this is what you'll get in this extensive whole foods guide. And I love this guide because you're not getting, oh, this food is great for you. You're getting details. You're getting how many calories per serving, protein, fat, carbs, fiber, what health benefits you get, reduce inflammation, promote heart health, but also what kind of vitamin it's an excellent source in, a good source in, and the diet specification if you're a vegan, if you're a vegetarian, and so on and so on. You can't get more detailed than that. Then bonus number 2, if you think you're eating pretty well for your gut, I'm here to tell you that you can make it 100 times better with this food combining guide that has received praise from my clients over and over again, because we don't know what that is. Food combining is the process of taking 2 healthy foods and combining them to create a superfood for your gut. Plus, you get in this guide foods combined for Ayurvedic. So for people that are practicing Ayurveda or that are interested in practicing it. Bonus number 3, I'm giving you a breathwork session by one of my favorite mentors, Catherine Zankina. So if you like meditations, you like breathing techniques, but you feel that sometimes you need to meditate or do these techniques like very often throughout the day to release some emotions, well, this breathwork session is going to help you release everything plus something that you may not know you have stuck from the comfort of your home. I have done breath work for many years. I have never had the release that I had with her session before, and I didn't even know that I needed to release something. I got emotional, and that's what I mean by stuck emotions. And then you get bonus 4, pre-recorded and screen-saving affirmations for healing. Affirmations or auto-suggestions are extremely effective because they work directly on rewiring your subconscious mind. And you can repeat out loud the affirmations that speak the most to you. And through this process of repetition, you are actually commanding your subconscious mind to believe a new story that is empowering you. And bonus 5, this is the Reframe into Massive Health tool. This is one of the most transformational tools that I was coached through by one of my mentors in the self-development space, Cleona O'Hara, that has led to my breakthroughs and to a lot of my clients' breakthroughs. And I could not be more excited to guide you through it. And this is the IBD Quick Relief Cheat Sheet that we mentioned before. When you are in that state of fear of not knowing what to eat, if you eat something, you may have all your symptoms back, or you're about to give up, you refer to that guide. And if you are in a flare, imagine having a guide about what foods to exclude, but also what foods to include for instant relief. That's what you get in IBD, What to Eat in a Flare guide. Bonus number 8, you get an exclusive playlist that I drew just for you to unlock any blocks that you don't know that you have to the life that you really desire. You know, sometimes we are overthinking, we're too much in our head, we may feel overwhelmed, overstressed, and some tools like meditation and breath work may not be as effective. And you may just need some fire in your body, and just letting your body shake through very specific melodies can be so cathartic and release everything that you need to be released by that fire. Plus, you get 4 personalized calls, and I'm actually giving you 2 bonus calls as needed. Once you have access to the portal, when you become a member, you will see in submodules some buttons for you to book the call with me or one of our coaches. And I highly encourage you to do that. This is why we're giving you calls. In pivotal modules, especially at the beginning, when you're shifting these habits and you have a lot of resistance that will come up, so that we guide you. We take you by the hand and guide you through it. So I highly encourage you, take advantage of this gift that we're giving you to guide you through it, plus 2 bonuses, bonus calls. And you also have access to the portal, to all the modules since you become a member. And I would highly encourage you to take one module every week. You can see all the modules at once, but it's not going to get you any results at all. It's still that mentality of, I want a quick fix, when real lasting results take baby steps. And you also have a Q&A vault. So Q&As that I've done in the past, you have access to all that. Plus, you have Q&As in the program where you can pre-submit your questions that come up concerning something that you're struggling with or how to implement a tool, and I'll give you my best answers. So let's recap. When you join the Belle Magnifique method, you will receive instant access to everything that you need to assemble the best strategy for you, and you'll receive guidance every step of the way. You get 25 strategic modules that every person with a digestive disorder needs to start healing quicker than ever before. Exercises, tools, and bonuses at every module to speed up your transformation. Affirmations, breathwork session, and a whole playlist that makes releasing stuck emotion never so much easier. You get my entire blueprint for creating step by step the life that you want, making it into reality. And you get more than 9 bonuses to get to lasting transformation and much, much more. That makes everything you get over $30,000 in value, $31,558 to be $31,458 to be exact. And you can get it all for just $699 today. And when you invest today, you get access to my Melt Your Gut Issues Away Masterclass. So this isn't your average, try this diet, drink this juice, do yoga, cross your fingers, and hope for the best kind of training. I'm not just going to teach you what safe foods soothe your gut, but also what to do when the safe foods become triggers. I'm going to show you how to understand how your mind works and how that can lead to healing. I'm not just going to teach you how the unconscious and the conscious mind communicates, but how to reframe the negative narrative so that your unconscious blocks you have towards manifesting health and wellness completely go away. We are clearing anxiety, fear, anger, resentment, guilt in the most painless way possible, in a way that's actually fun, so that manifesting health and wellness becomes an enjoyable process. You think that this reality is impossible for you now, but I live it every day. And so do the people that I've taken through this process. So if you've tried everything and still aren't sure what to do, it's time we literally melt all those gut issues away. And you've never heard this information before. How do I know? Because I give you a lot of what I learned from my own tools, my own journey of 14 plus years, plus tools that I have been exclusively coached through that you cannot get anywhere else. So you can get this simple step-by-step tool-driven process to assemble the best strategy for your quickest results yet, or your money back. Normally, it's just $5,000. Now it's just $2,957, or 5 installments of just $699. Plus, you get my full masterclass to melt your gut issues away for free that I normally charge for. So to get started now, click the Enroll Now button below. And I can't wait to guide you through your journey of transformation. I am so beyond excited that you choose me to be your coach and guide you through that. So I can't wait to get started and see you in the Belly Magnifique method. Mwah.